Hello, and welcome to the second section, Swift Basics. In the previous section, we learned some noticeable differences between Objective-C and Swift, how to set up Xcode, and use playgrounds. In this section, we will learn how to declare variables and constants in Swift and learn the primitive types supported by the language. We'll take a look at some interesting topics such as control flow and conditional statements, how to declare functions, closures, structs, classes and enums, explore a new data type called optional, and declare some of the most common data structures using Swift, arrays and dictionaries. Every programming language needs to have a mechanism to store some information. They are called variables. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to declare variables and constants in Swift. We'll see some differences between both and take a look over the primitive data types supported in Swift. We can define a variable called message with the value hello world, like in the following way: var message equal hello world. Using the reserved word var, we are declaring a variable called message, and we assigned it an initial value of hello world. We can define constants too. Constants are variables such that once its value is set, it cannot be changed later. We can define constants using the keyword let. Let pi equal 3.14. Declare a constant called pi with the initial value of 3.14. Now, let's talk about the two main differences on variables and constants in Swift. Variables are declared using the var keyword, and constants using the let keyword. Variables are mutable, while constants are immutable. This means we cannot change the value of constants anymore once assigned. We can have multiples, constants, or variables declared in a single line, separated by a comma. Like in this way: let x equal 0, comma, y equal 0, comma, z equal 0. We can set variables or constants names almost with every character, including emoji. Great! This behavior is mostly because strings in Swift are fully Unicode compliant. Let's see an example. We are going to declare a variable with the initial value of iPhone, using the emoticon for the iPhone supported in OS X. Let's open the emoticon panel pressing Command plus Control plus space. And then we can put the iPhone emoticon as the name of the variable, with the value of iPhone. We can explicitly declare the type for a variable or constant using type of annotations. We can write a type annotation by placing a colon after the constant or variable name, followed by a space, followed by the name of the type to use. Let's modify the pi constant to include the type annotation of double, as the variable stores a floating point value. Swift introduced its primitive types to handle several types of values. Let's see in action. var integer number of type int equal 5. We are declaring a variable called integer number with an initial value of 5. This tells that the variable stores integer values. To store the numbers with fractional part, we have the double and the float data types. The main difference between both is that double has a precision of at least 15 decimal places, whereas the precision of float can be as little as 6 decimal places. Also, double can store 64-bit floating point numbers, while float can only store 32-bit floating point numbers. A Boolean type, called bool, can only have either true or false values. To store string values, we have the string data type as seen in the previous declaration of the variable message. And finally, another important data type included in Swift are tuples. Tuples join multiple values into a single compound value. The values inside a tuple can be of any type. For example, var point equal bracket 4, 4 close bracket. We have declared a tuple of type int. We get to access the individual element values in a tuple using index numbers starting at 0 point dot 0 point dot 1. Or we can also name the individual elements in a tuple when it is defined and then access the individual elements using the name provided in the declaration of the tuple. Great! In this video, we learnt how to declare variables and constants and some of the primitive types supported in Swift. In the next video, we will learn about the traditional control flow and conditional statements supported by Swift. I hope to see you in the next video.